B. Austin, a.k.a. the Hot Block Commander, a.k.a. Liquid Lou, here for War Room Sports, warroomsports.com, at War Room Sports on Twitter and IG, facebook.com/War Room Sports. Get at us. My initial thoughts on the Super Bowl. More games are lost than won. Last night we saw a better team in the Baltimore Ravens, but not necessarily a more athletic or faster team. The 49ers, to a man, position by position, have the better athletes, but made more mistakes. We'll start with the first play or first possession of the game, the formation call. From the outset, that kind of set the tone for me as I watched them. I saw about 5, maybe 6, possibly even 7 crucial mistakes. Things that maybe to the casual fan wouldn't be noticed. I don't know. The management of the timeouts was a big deal for me. Right on down to the last play of the game of consequence, or last possession of the game, at the goal line. Well, that wasn't the last possession, but Crabtree's play, there's a big brouhaha about a no call, no flag. My biggest issue there is the mental mistake by Crabtree. You run directly into the cornerback, and then I really couldn't tell from there what route he was really running, as opposed to doing something kind of quick off the line and really trying to beat the corner with your feet to the pylon in the back of the end zone. You kind of run into him, do a little dance or whatever with him, and then try and take off once there's already contact being made and he's riding you that 5 yards. So as big as the flag not being thrown was, the poor route running and the bad decision by Crabtree is more crucial to that play. Because if you'd have run the route right, A, he probably wouldn't have gotten his hands on you. And B, if he did, then you would have been pulling away from him as opposed to being shoulder to shoulder with him. So that, that for me was a crucial mistake. The ball sailing on Kaepernick and Ed Reed's pick, as was said, you guys probably heard it. When you have someone that throws the ball with the velocity of a Colin Kaepernick, if that throw happens to get away from you, it's going to be high. It's going to sail over the receiver's head. And then Ed Reed, who, he takes a bath in four-leaf clover water. He carries rabbit feet around. Not taking anything away from Ed Reed as one of the greatest defensive backs and greatest safeties of all time. But I've never seen a ball magnet. Dude, he's just in the right place at the right time, whether it's him, understanding the play and breaking on the ball and seeing something that the quarterback didn't see, or it's just lucky Ed Reed standing around. The ball is his friend. I think dude chose to play defense because his skill level is that of an offensive player. I don't know, man. He's Ed Reed, man. But back to the mistakes. The fumble by James, very, very costly. Very costly. Mismanagement of the clock, we covered. Colin Kaepernick, I don't think he took the initiative to get on his horse enough in that game. And then there is the issue that I typically have with quote-unquote running quarterbacks, one-read guys. Colin Kaepernick is very, very talented. And I believe that as he progresses as a starter, remember, this is only his 10th start. The Super Bowl was his 10th start. So there's no real knock on him. But he is definitely still much more of a one-read guy, meaning he's going to take the snap, drop back, the initial pattern that's called as the primary read if it's not open, he's a little frazzled, or not even so much frazzled. It's just, I'm not going to work through 2, 3, 4 progressions. I'm going to make one read. If it's not there, then I'm going to run. And that works. That works. Great success with that. But as defenses become more accustomed to the way he plays the game, that's going to work less and less. And he's going to be forced to kind of find a way to stay in the pocket and go through a progression of receivers out in routes. So I think in that game, the Ravens did a decent job of taking Crabtree away as the primary. Once Vernon Davis gashed them. Vernon Davis had a great game, by the way, except for that drop. That's another mistake. That drop along the sidelines on the same play that he scored on. I think he played an excellent game. Definitely, he is the mismatch that we all know him to be. 6'3", 250, 4'3", 340. There's no one that can cover that. But he dropped the ball. You dropped the ball in a crucial play. I don't know, man. A lot of mistakes by the Niners, man. A lot of mistakes. I don't feel like the more talented football team won that Super Bowl. Now, I didn't say the better team didn't win, but the more talented team definitely did not win. The Ravens showed savvy. They showed poise. They showed moxie. Joe Flacco is a cool-ass New Jersey gangster. I mean, first of all, his name is Joe Flacco. How gangster is that? But then if you just look at the poise with which he plays the game, Baltimore's O-line did a good job. I would give them a B+ in terms of protecting him. The Niners did get there a little bit, but he never rushed his throws. Ice water in the veins. Ice water in the veins. I thought the Niners O-line dominated in the second half. They're just so physical and talented that outside of my man Paul Kruger, I really didn't see Baltimore get to Kaepernick at all, really. And then when Haloti Ngata went out of the game, another mistake in terms of either coaches play calling or Kaepernick recognizing the weakness and audibling to runs. When Haloti Ngata went out of the game, they should have pounded the ball down Baltimore's throat, and they didn't. 4 or 5 straight passing plays after. So a lot of mistakes, man. A lot of mistakes by the Niners. I feel as though they lost that game as much as Baltimore won. So that's my thoughts for now. You'll definitely hear from us on the Super Bowl. Of course, check out Inside the War Room. We've got another Inside the War Room episode coming up. It'll be released towards the end of this week on the Super Bowl. Of course, there's always the War Room Thursday nights 6 to 8. Just get with us. B. Austin here, War Room Sports. My thoughts on the Super Bowl Part 1.
Wait, it's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.